Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're starting off today going to a plant shop because I'm dropping off some tanks to a local shop here. It's called Plant People Shop. I'm so excited. I'm also super nervous, but it's okay. I'm also coming because I'm looking for a hanging plant for a plant installment that I'm doing. So let's go see how this goes. I changed into something a little bit more comfortable, and we have some plants to repot because I did finally find the perfect hanging plants. I got 2 of them, and one for in here and one for in the bathroom. I'm so excited. I feel like I did it. I did it. I do need to put away some plants that are in here that are displaced from some filming that I've been doing. So we're gonna do that real quick, and then we're gonna do some repotting. I'm sat, and I have some questions from the last Q&A I did that I didn't get to, and I wanted to answer them while we sat here and did this little repotting. So this is a plant crate from my pulley installment, and I am actually gonna be doing some work on the pulley installment. I might as well do it right after I finish this because we're gonna lump all the tasks together, but I bought a new neon philodendron for this. Absolutely beautiful and very long. I was looking for a already established long-ish plant to put in here because I don't know, I just prefer to buy plants when they're slightly bigger to begin with, and even better when it's like a hanging installment and it'll look really pretty like immediately. The rest of the plants on the installment are looking a little bit anticlimactic, so I'm hoping that this one will be a real showstopper. This was a really good question and pretty much the reason I wanted to revisit more of these questions. It is how to revive your love of plants without too much effort. And I think that it really gets at the heart of so many pain points when it comes to having a hobby like plants and just any hobby, honestly, is we have a tendency to feel like we have to be like all in or all out. There's no gray area, and I like the gray area. Not to stop my tangent here, but I need to go get a pot for this because I have been putting the plants that are in these crates in a pot and just setting it inside of here. And what I did with the last plant that was in here was I planted it indirectly, and I just don't think that's smart because this cocoa basket dries out like really, really fast. And if you know me, you know that I just don't do well with plants that dry out really fast. So I could like line it with plastic, but also I could just put it in a pot. So to get to the nitty gritty of the question, how do you get back into a houseplant hobby without having to put in too much effort? Get rid of a lot of your plants. I oftentimes keep plants out of obligation, which is really silly because it's completely unnecessary. The only person you're going to be disappointing is yourself. And I don't think you should be disappointed in yourself for getting rid of your plants because ultimately you're choosing you and you're choosing to engage in this hobby that's really special to you in a way that is sustainable. Just keep the ones that mean a lot to you and don't feel guilty about it. Really dig in with those plants, pun intended. Treat them like they're your babies because you don't have that many anymore. So it feels fun to take care of the few that you do. And I would so much rather have less plants, but like more beautiful plants than more plants and more ugly plants. Does that make sense? I don't know if I worded that exactly correctly, but you get the meaning. It's just so much more impactful to have big, gorgeous plants, and you don't need a million of them around your house to accomplish that. She's potted And it's definitely going to need a water before I put it in here. As you saw, I brought some soil to a shop here in OKC, and I was so scared because, I don't know, it's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there like that, but then the last Q&A video, I filmed it yesterday. So much dust. I was talking about the origin story of De La Tanks, and it just hit me like, why the freak do you not talk about this more? Like, why are you not like talking about it in every video? Because this product is amazing, and like I believe in it so much, and I'm so proud of it. And I just think like vocalizing that reminded me how much I love and care about that product and want like everybody to have access to it. So I'm on a journey to get it somewhere in Oklahoma City. Hopefully my goal is to have it be in like a shop environment and then also in a nursery, because I think both offer different things for different customers, like different buyers. Sometimes I'm a shop person and sometimes I'm a nursery person. It just really depends on the day, but there are definitely people who like choose one or the other. So I'd like to have an opportunity for people to get it in both places. So keep your fingers crossed for me on that one. I really hope that they want to carry it. I'm gonna water this real quick and then we'll repot the second one. That plant is draining out really quick. And since I have the pulley down, I'm just going to install this Spanish moss now. I got it on Amazon. It comes with this like bendy piece at the top, and it said in the reviews and everything else that it was very real looking, and I don't feel like it really is. Maybe you can be the judge, but I feel like real Spanish moss has a little bit more of a chalky look to it. Like this just is a little bit too green. I've been letting it sort of unfold in my kitchen. I have like a hanging pot rack, and it's time to install it. And I feel like this is definitely not enough for the impact that I wanted. So I might order more, or I might even just get the real stuff because I'm pretty sure to take care of it. I mean, it's an air plant essentially, so you just have to like soak it in water maybe 1 every 2 weeks. I need to do a little bit of research. I've never been good at air plants. So that's why I was like, I'm just gonna get the fake one. Because I feel like fake air plants look pretty real, but I don't know if this is like I don't think this is a good one. So anyway, I'm just going to put it in various places, maybe like behind this front piece so that you maybe can't see the wire as well. From the last Q&A that I'm now a corporate girly, which means that I get to pack a lunch a couple days a week to go into the office. And obviously it's fun to go out to lunch every day, but that can get really expensive. With Factor, you can skip the grocery stores, prep work, and cooking fatigue. Instead, every week you get to choose from 35 chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and more, and it's all delivered straight to my door. That rhymes. I decided to go with calorie smart, and I was so relieved that I'm not having to sacrifice flavor in order to maintain my goals. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code 50Becca to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first Factor box. Again, that's code 50Becca at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. I have put the Spanish moss on. All of the plants have been watered and cared for, and I'm going to lift it back up. Somebody commented on a video that it looked like I was struggling to pull this back up. And you guys, like, yeah, it's heavy, like, especially when it's been freshly watered. But the fact that I can so relatively easily take care of these plants, like, it wasn't that hard. Oh shoot, I was gonna switch this. So like, yeah, it does take a little bit of back power to pull it back up, and I guess arms too. But generally, it's really not that bad. Like, it's not that heavy. The pulleys definitely offset a lot of the weight. I'm really happy with it. This is a cool installation. I just am still trying to find ways to like make it cooler. And I do actually really like the addition of the Spanish moss. I feel like that makes it feel slightly more jungly. And I do still need to router in some notches where the rope like holds it. A lot of people are very concerned that the rope is gonna slip off, but it's pretty heavy. Like the rope is very, very solid. It does not move, but I do understand the long-term benefits of routering a channel for it, and I will do it eventually. Maybe it'll be a year from now, but I will do it eventually. Anyway, I also saw some feedback that maybe I could add some like smaller plants like up front. And I think that is definitely something that would be fun, but I am hesitant to put small plants on it because I just know that I don't water it very often. Like, okay, I do, I'm trying to be better, but I'm just worried and concerned about smaller plants being up there because smaller plants dry out faster. But I do think like some mini crates might be cute. If you were to revamp this, what would you do? Comment below, because I want this installation to be cool, but I do just kind of feel like creatively spent on it. Like I don't know what to do to make it better, but I do think that the Spanish moss is a move in the right direction, and maybe I'll get more because once it's up there, I really don't notice that it's fake. I'm going to come back to this video tomorrow because the day is already gone. I need to go pick up Nora from daycare, but tomorrow we're gonna repot this. We're gonna hang up the new pulley system, and I got some really cute pots from the Plant People store. Let me show them to you. I'm wanting to put really cool pots on the shelf wall because there's a lot of terracotta going on, and like, listen, the terracotta is fine, but also what if we replaced it with this? It's a house planter and it has a drainage hole. It's so pretty. And also I did get another terracotta pot, but it is marbled. So I just feel like it's a little bit more elevated and cool. So these two pots are definitely going to be utilized on the wall. I just need to figure out which plants will go in these. And I am probably going to be on the hunt for a few more larger plants, like 6 inches plus. Not plants, pots, not more plants. Because there's like a couple other terracotta pots I want to replace that are bigger than these. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. My friends, wow, good morning. I finished off filming last night and now I'm back today and it's snowing. I'm watching snow falling right now. It's so exciting. The flakes have actually gotten bigger since I started filming because I just did an outro for my vlog channel, so let me show you. Look at how cute this is. My shed has snow on the roof and there are some cute snowy paw prints out here along with my bin of dead leaves, which is now frozen solid. So anyway, we are going to get back to our task. One of them being repotting this big ol' hanging plant. And I actually, unfortunately, need to go out to the shed to get a pot for it because I don't have a pot big enough in here. This is so pretty. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I love snow so much. So I have a bunch of pots and things up here. And I also have a couple boxes that I've yet to unpack. But honestly, I don't know if I'll do that until it's time to actually revamp the shed because I don't really have a place to put a lot of the stuff that's out there. So the garden shed, I have so many fun plans for this spring, but I'll definitely be sharing that as it comes. As I said yesterday, there were a few questions that I wanted to finish answering from the Q&A. And one of them is, how has the transition from husband and wife to mom and dad been? And this is a very interesting question. Another question was asking about baby number 2. I personally don't mind when people ask me this, but definitely be cautious when you ask questions like this because you never know what somebody's going through behind the scenes. Just want to put that out there as well. But since I have been open about it, I feel like it's appropriate. Becoming parents is, becoming a parent, your own experience alone is very, very transformative. And then to get to witness that in somebody else, someone you love, your partner, is very, very special as well. You just see, like, especially with my partner, my husband, Daniel, this just like softness and this very deep caring. Like obviously he's a parent, so like he feels, I don't know, he loves her just as much as I do. It's really sweet to also have something in this world that's like half him, half me. I know that's like honestly like the most basic biology of it all, but that's so cool. And to like look at her face and see both of our features played out in her is just so cool. So together as parents, I think we make a really great team, and it's been a special experience. It's definitely not easy. Like, becoming a parent is very, very difficult, especially in the early stages. Like, I feel like now we have a little bit more of a handle of things, but not to say we haven't figured out. We've been doing this for 18 months, like, we're not experts, but I do feel like we kind of understand each other's style, and we've been able to take from each other's styles and blend them together. And it just works really well. We have a lot of fun. We definitely are learning every single day, and prioritizing our relationship is something that's so hard because, especially with moving, I feel like that's like a whole other element, and it keeps getting brought up, but it's because it's super relevant. But moving is hard because we don't have a babysitter that we trust as of right now, and also our daughter is a little bit adverse to strangers, definitely normal for her age. So it just makes it hard to like go out and do things ourselves. So we definitely try to utilize evenings to watch movies together and just hang out. We love to play board games. So just like finding ways to prioritize us in the midst of everything is definitely the challenge. And actually, this is super funny, but like, I always used to hear stories of couples both mutually forgetting their anniversary. And I was like, that will literally never be me. Like, I cannot imagine a world where I would forget my anniversary. But our last anniversary, our 5-year wedding anniversary, Daniel's mom called us and was like, hey, like, happy anniversary. And we were like, what? It's June 30th? Like, we were just like, what? And I think maybe what contributes to that is our daughter was born in early June, and so her birthday and everything else kind of superseded our anniversary in some way. I don't know, it was her first birthday, it was a big deal. We're definitely still learning how to prioritize our relationship. It's really hard. Parenthood is hard. But I do feel really lucky that I have an equal partner, someone who is just as invested in our family as I am. And I know that's not the case for everybody, and I'm just super, super lucky and very proud of the person that I chose to build this life with. And as far as baby number 2, admittedly, the plans might be a little bit altered because of the whole job situation. Like, I don't want to get a job and then immediately get pregnant. It's totally within my rights. But for me personally, my last pregnancy was really tough. I was very sick for like 5 months of it. I was able to not talk about it online for 5 months, but I can be very choosy in what I show here. And there was a lot of time that I didn't show of me just like vegged out on the couch. So I'm just a little nervous to start a new job where I'm expected to, you know, be in office and get pregnant. So I do have an idea of when we're hoping to get pregnant, but with all of that stuff, I just find it best to hold it with an open hand. Baby number 2 is in discussion, but not happening soon. I probably wouldn't share about it as well until a similar timeline that I did with Nora. Like, I didn't share until I was like 20 weeks. Just don't expect it anytime soon, I'll say that. I'm gonna give this gal a good watering. This pot actually ended up being the perfect size. I was a little worried to be too big, but it's gonna be perfect. And I actually kind of wanna weigh the plant after I water it to see how much it weighs, because I think that the pulley has a 50-pound weight limit, which I didn't think that we would exceed 50 pounds. Like, I think it would probably be like 30, maybe 40. 50 might be pushing it, but I'm gonna fully water it and then we'll weigh it and see. Also, on our shopping adventure, I showed you guys these 2 pots. I don't have a plant for this currently, but I'm not opposed to buying something if I go plant shopping in the future. So I'm gonna save it for the perfect plant because I think that it needs like a cute trailing plant. But I did get this pot, which is made by a local potter, Sage Eden Pots. I'm switching out this, what's this called? Compacta to be in this pot now because I just think it's prettier than this. And I guess I'm just trying to slowly eliminate all of the basic terracotta pots from my collection and get more pretty and unique terracotta pots. So it's an ongoing process. It's not gonna happen overnight. Like, it's definitely a more expensive thing to do, but I just feel like at a certain point with houseplants, like, you reach a level of done and you don't necessarily want to keep buying more plants, but like upgrading your accessories is a really fun way to change around your collection without having to buy more plants. And pottery lasts forever. Like, unless you drop it, it will be around forever. I have some pots that I bought years and years ago that I still use all the time. And it's really special to see all of the different plants that get to live in each of the pots. Also, this gave me an opportunity to plant in these 2 cuttings a little bit deeper, because this pot is a mixture of 3 different plants, and 2 of the plants in here were propagations from my big compacta, and thankfully they rooted and they're doing great, but they just kept falling out of this pot, which meant they weren't planted deep enough. So now they are. And how cute is that? I love it. Okay, it is time for the big crate. I did get a second cocoa liner because I thought when I bought it that I was going to pot the plant directly into the liner, but again, decided not to do that. So I got a second one to hopefully hold moisture longer. It's not necessary, but I'm still gonna put it in there. Whoa, this is pretty heavy. I don't know, but it is perfect. Just gonna do a little detangling to make sure that it's as long as it possibly could be. I was so relieved when I walked in and saw this plant. Like, I told the person working there that I immediately was gonna buy this plant. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna grab that. I'm just gonna keep shopping, but I definitely will be grabbing that. Good news, it weighs 22 pounds, so that is well under, like, the whole thing, the pot and the crate weighs 22 pounds. So that's well under the requirements for the pulley, so that's great. Time to install everything. Compared to the last pulley I installed, this should be very easy. So let's do this. I've got my materials. I'm dropping my materials. This is the pulley after I spray painted it. It's really cute. I think matte was a good decision, and the color is just gonna sort of blend in. It's like a nice goldy bronze. I also spray painted my hook and this thing, which I forgot what it's called. So the first task is going to be using my stud finder to find the stud. And actually I need to decide which side I want this to be on. This whole cove is gonna be filled with plants. I don't even know why I'm contemplating this so hard, but I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, I'm pretty confident that there's a stud right here. This thing always gives me trouble though, but I'm pretty sure there's a stud right there. The pulley is up, the hook is up, we're all good. Now I need to do the rope contraption. So I have this macrame rope. It's not the thickest, but I think it'll be fine. I am going to wrap it around several times. I'm having like a really long tail here because I have a plan for how I'm going to secure it. So it's three wide right here. And this is what I'm going to hook the planter on. So the planter has the wire hook that's going to hook onto this. So from here, I'm going to tie the tail, and then I'm also going to do another special macrame finishing technique just to like make it a little stronger and also more pretty. Tie a knot around all 3 of them, and then that would hold them all in the same space for sure. So to secure all this, I'm going to need like more rope, but I'm gonna have to cut the rope to get more rope. So I need to decide how long I want all of this to be. So I'm thinking that the cleat, that's what it's called the cleat. I'm thinking the cleat will go like right here. I'm definitely gonna give myself like a lot of extra because you just never know. And now I can make a nicely finished loop for the top. Okay, I wrapped my rope, and admittedly, I've done a better job in other projects. Here I go. Oh my God. Okay, well the pulley works, but that is so low. Oh no, how anticlimactic. Okay, I have to fix that. I don't know how to fix that. This is a plot twist I was not expecting. You guys, no one is more disappointed than me to announce that that crate is just too big. Like, it's huge and it doesn't work anywhere in this house. So I went back out to the shed to get some macrame hangers to see if maybe like the slim profile of the macrame makes this slightly better. But I don't know even about the pulley at this point. Like, and I also don't know if that pot is gonna work in any of this because the pot is also very big. It's just overall kind of disappointing. Like, none of this is working out. I might have to just like X-nay the entire pulley as well and just put a macrame hanger up there. Daniel! Ah! Now my pants are wet. You see a wet spot on my pants? No, you don't.
I do.
I definitely hate it, but I don't know what to do. I've got this pulley that I made and I now need to find another use for. I'm sure I will. I'm not out much money. Like the pulley costs like probably $4 and I already had the rope. So it's just time that's wasted and like all of the effort that went into this, but it's okay. It is not the end of the world. You know, it feels like it. I just need to regroup and think about this situation because I don't think that I love having a plant just like right there. It's very pretty and it looks good in this macrame hanger, but I feel like it's just blocking the window too much. And like it looks weird just having one. Like I would need another one. But then it's really blocking the window and like you won't see these plants behind it. So that makes me think that I should just do like a wall one. Maybe it's time to just bring out the technique that I did in the old house with the piece of wood across so that I can just put a bunch of plants right there. Stay tuned, because it's not over. I lost the battle, but I will win the war, okay? I think I officially have to retire this massive crate because it's just too big for anything that I tried to use it for. So I might deconstruct it and make a smaller crate from the pieces so that it can actually be used, or I might just put it in the garden shed and see if there might be a use for it, like out in the landscape, something like that. I don't know, but overall it's pretty disappointing. And it's cedar, so like it could handle the elements, but I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I've documented a fail. They're not all winners. All I have to say for myself is I will figure this out and you will see a video of the solution very soon. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss the final update on this. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.